Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to All right, so just remember this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you, and some messages might make sense, some others might not. Okay. Right. So, I think in the past, so I don't know, you must have like started, it feels like you've been saving money, or being more careful with your money, but like you're still able to have fun and stuff, right? So like you're just more, it's like you're being more practical, or you decided to be more practical with your money. So I don't know if at one point you were just throwing money away. It almost feels like you came out of a relationship that financially like weakened you, meaning I don't know if you spent your money on someone else's bills, or if you were living together, like you were giving more than the other person. That's what it feels like. It could also be like in the past you got a new job where you make more. That might be for like one or two people. Okay. And it's funny too, because at the core of you, this is like who you are, like a saver. You're not really a spender. You might go through like little phases of spending. It's interesting. It just feels like this is your norm. And you're like a super generous person. I'm getting a couple things. I'm getting that you either support others somehow, like I'm getting specifically like homeless. So maybe you volunteer, or you don't donate money to different organizations that support the homeless, or you might go out and buy like supplies or clothing or something like that to give to the homeless. You also might have just moved. Or this could be whatever this was, because it really feels like you were coming out of a relationship or some sort of situation. So this is, just talking about you moving and like moving out of like this lack situation where you can give to others. And again, it's like this is who you are at your core. So it's almost like whatever situation you had been in previously affected you being able to give to others. Okay. This one's pretty interesting. You might have also like come from a home where you moved a lot, or it's like you didn't have much, like your family didn't have much maybe. Okay. So it's interesting because it's like you are like strategic. That's what I'm getting here. It's like you're being strategic about your money. Because this all feels like connected. So it could be like, and there's patience involved, and this is literally like, okay, for example, say you're putting money away, like saving. It's like you're so aware of like, finances, and so you understand like it takes time to build it. So it's like you're just being patient about it. It's like you're waiting. I don't know. It's like, do you have goals or something? Like, it's almost like, okay, once I have like $1,000 in savings, or 2,000, or 5, 10, or like your 401k, it's like these little goals that you're setting, that are attainable over time, for you to be able to celebrate what you're doing, and how you're progressing, I guess. Okay. Okay, so it's super interesting because this, let me get one more card. Okay. Okay. I got 2 more, but that's fine. It's so funny. It's like, it's like you're this force, like, you're like so focused on stability right now that you might come across as like a little intense, or even like the impulsive, but you're not. There's like nothing about being impulsive really. It's like you might make quick decisions with like finances or career or whatever it is, but it's like whatever you came out of, there's like a sense of urgency, but you're very focused. So, I mean, be careful with being impulsive, especially with like finances, but okay, I see. So there's this need for like stability, and so you may feel like you're not where you think you should be. I think that's where you could get a little impulsive. This is interesting too. Okay. So like, one of the things I'm also getting is like, you might be in like therapy or something, like just, like someone to kind of help you, piece things back together, emotionally. So, I mean, like, I'm not a doctor or any kind of medical whatever, but what I would say is, you know, just there's something about your emotions that affects your decision making. So, so just be, you know, thoughtful about, you know, the decisions you make. But that is going to clear up. It's so funny. It's like you have so much faith in universe, spirit, your guides, angels, whatever you believe in, God. But it's like you also have faith in yourself. Like to get, you know, better. It's weird. It's like better as in, you know, we've all had, well, most of us, I imagine almost all of us have had relationships where you come out of it and it just feels like, you know, when am I going to feel normal again kind of thing, or when am I don't know. It's usually when it's, you know, longer relationships, not always, that like we're, I don't know, it almost feels like some kind of, I know people say, oh, narcissistic, yada, da, da. It doesn't have to be. What it feels like is, you know, it's like somebody took advantage of your kindness. That's what it feels like to me. And it really affected you emotionally, and probably mentally. But it's like you're coming back to yourself. There's just this like clarity that you're finding, in regards to like just your belief, like your belief in yourself and universe. It's actually really beautiful. Okay. Okay, so the other thing here is like, I think okay, it feels like your finances, your any physical things, your, what am I trying to say? Any kind of resources or, I mean, this could be like your house, your car, any bank accounts you have, furniture. I mean, literally everything, just material wealth. It's almost like it's somehow distracting you. Hold on, let me get one more card. Yeah, it's just, it's like, I don't know what this choice thing is. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's like, um, you don't feel burdened. You definitely feel like unburdened, financially. Um, there's some sort of distraction. You know what? This is what it feels like. You feel unburdened, financially, right? Like you're so, it's like you're so focused on your finances and material wealth, that, and that is making you feel unburdened, right? Because it's like you can pay your bills, you're watching your money grow, etc. But it's distracting you from these other choices. I don't know what these choices are. Or other options. It's kind of like, okay, let's say you have this career and you make a bunch of money and whatnot. But you're not really using like your talents and skills or something, or excuse me, or there's like some sort of drama at work, etc., etc. But because you're making such good money, you're not actually like seeing things for how they are, right? So like if you made half of what you do right now, you would notice. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd just be like, oh, I don't make enough to have to deal with this kind of thing. That's just one example, but yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, so moving forward, it's like you you have this offer coming in. It's interesting because it's like, it's going to be different for everyone. It could be a relationship, it could be some kind of like job or partnership, but it's based on like your courage. So like, for example, up here, I was saying like how you have all this faith in yourself and faith in the universe. But it's like, okay, let's say that is for like finances. But then for relationships, it's like you aren't there yet. You know what I mean? Or it's something like that, where like in one aspect of your life, because you're seeing things evolving, so it's easier to trust and have this belief in whatever that is. So this will be different for everyone. This could be within weeks or it could be within months. I feel like for most of you, it's gonna be within like a few weeks to a month. I don't know how many people are actually going to watch this, but it's timeless, so it could be at any point. It's so funny because up here with the Four of Pentacles, it feels like nesting. And down here, it's the same thing. It's like this idea of just being comfortable, you know, having the things you need, being able to support friends and family in whatever way that means. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is so warm and welcoming. You know, I always think of it as like the person who, you know, will give somebody the shirt off their back kind of thing. They also tend to be the ones who will like adopt the stray animal walking down the street. Yeah, they just make everybody feel so welcome and so like heard and whatnot. But it's interesting because this is who you are. You know, like when I picked up all the generosity and whatnot, but like there's this other side of you. And it's almost like the advice is to have the courage to step up, okay? To take charge, to take initiative, you know, all these things that are kind of like, I don't know, it's like, I see you in all these different situations where you just didn't speak up. And the thing is like, you're like really powerful, but it's like, just know that taking initiative, speaking up does not make you less kind, okay? I mean, this feels like business, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you have ideas and you don't discuss them, or you talk to coworkers who then take your idea. There's something about you stepping up, having the courage to step up. Yeah. Look, it's like you have this choice, you know? This feels like, you know, like defending yourself in situations like when I said like you share ideas with coworkers and like they take your ideas or take credit for your idea. It's something like this where you're such a nice person. So if that is you, I don't know if this is just like an example or this is actually happening to somebody, but quit telling your coworkers your ideas, and take the credit yourself, right? Yeah, this is about, you know, defending yourself and, this goes back to stepping up into your power. And it's funny because I think you already know this about yourself. And it's weird because there's something about, like, you know who to trust. That doesn't mean you always listen to that intuition, but you do know who to trust. I think, this is about a choice about you looking out for yourself, versus just showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're stepping into it feels like a new version of yourself. You're not changing, okay? It's like whatever this situation was that you came out of in the past, it changed you. And it was necessary because now it's bringing certain aspects of you to the forefront. So if this is for you, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, because you're going to be, you're going to think back on situations where you've already thought about it and been like, why didn't I say something? Oh, I should have said this. I should have said that, whatever. You're moving into that. So it takes time, but you're already making that choice. So, all right. Well, I hope this helps somebody. It was quite a bit, but pretty specific. But anyways, I don't know how frequently I'm going to be posting videos. So I'm just going to see how it goes. But I just want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.